Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Loan Center. Really happy to have you all here. Greetings to those watching on the IFL social media channels as well. My name is Darren Millard. This arena only opened in March. It is brand new, and we are so excited to have you here and be able to run down a list of some of the fantastic events that have already been held here at the Dollar Loan Center. Fittingly, Mayor Deborah Marsh, her official greeting of the city address was the first ever event that was held in this building, to the Big West Basketball Championship, to the launch of the Vegas Nighthawks, as well as the new stronghold for the American Hockey League's Henderson Silver Knights. Those are some of the events that have already been held in this building. Now, we gather here today as the Dollar Loan Center is poised to welcome in its first professional sports championship. To make that announcement official, I'm thrilled to introduce the Commissioner of the Indoor Football League, Todd Tryon.
Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today to hear this exciting announcement. Anytime you get the governor and Chuck Brennan in the same room, you know it's probably a pretty big deal. And, this is. And I'm just excited that I get to go ahead of Chuck instead of after Chuck. But, on behalf of the entire Indoor Football League, very, very excited. Can't give my excitement enough about the announcement that we made today here, where over the next 3 years, our national championship game is going to be hosted here in Henderson, Nevada. And as this idea came to fruition here, it happened pretty quick. And as we started ironing out the details and started to understand all the partnerships that are involved, from Team Foley to the venue to Dollar Loan Center, it didn't take long for our ownership groups to say yes to this, because we believe August 13th, the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship will be the main event here in Henderson and the Vegas Valley. And so, as I say, I can't tell you how excited we are as a league. Right now, we're in the middle of our league, and we're having middle of our season. We're having an outstanding season. It's our 14th year, and we're just excited to bring this national championship game to you guys. So to kind of wrap this up and bring up, I believe, Chuck, I just want to thank, obviously, the Team Foley. Thank Chuck and Mary Brennan. Without them, this would not be possible. They have sure stepped up when it comes to the partnership. And the city of Henderson. You guys have been outstanding. You've got a beautiful community here, and it's always exciting to come down here. And so thank you guys once again for the opportunity to bring our championship game to the Vegas area.
You've met Chuck a couple of times? Is that what I'm gathering out of that? Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. Our next guest not only has his name on the side of the building, but he's a very passionate sports fan. Has been at so many of the events already here, and I'm sure he'll be up there on August 13th because, well, that's where he'll be, because he's not allowed to be down here on August 13th, even though he's very comfortable here. As president of the Dollar Loan Center and owner, here's Chuck Brennan.
Man, that was a good intro for a guy like me. Thanks for everybody coming. This is so cool, and like he said, I'm a major sports fan, and I love sports, and I love the Dollar Loan Center and Henderson and this partnership we put together. One thing, Todd, who did a great job describing what we have coming here with this championship for 3 years, one thing he didn't mention is that this championship game has been going on for 14 years, and it's never been at a neutral field until now. So basically, the first seed in the league gets the championship game. So if Vegas were to win and Green Bay was the first seed, we would have to go there for the game. And once we got the IFL deal done here with the Vegas Nighthawks, I started lobbying Todd, and I said, look, we need to have every national championship game at our venue. And I started asking for every game, because that's what I do. And then I said maybe 10 years, but I got him to 3. So not only is it going to be August 13th for this first game, but the national championship for the IFL is going to be right here at the Dollar Loan Center for the next 3 years, and hopefully many more to come when they see how great we do as a city and as a venue to put this together. Todd started in the IFL as a player and then was the coach of the Sioux Falls Storm, was the owner of the Sioux Falls Storm, and is now the commissioner of the league. And I grew up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, so I had his direct line. I was able to call, and there's only 8 people that live in Sioux Falls, so it was easy to get him on the phone. And thank God I was able to twist his arm to do this, and thanks for the acknowledgement. If it wasn't for Dollar Loan Center and our involvement in this, they'd be playing the game somewhere else, probably in Arizona again. But hopefully we can get our Vegas Nighthawks in this venue in one of these 3 years to enjoy this incredible game right here on our home turf. But that's what we got, man. We're excited. I'm a sports fan, and having this game here is going to be awesome. And again, thanks for coming out, everybody.
That's one cool dude. It's on loan for 3 years, right? Is that what we have coming? I don't trust him behind me. Sorry, I have got to turn around when I look at Chuck. City of Henderson. I also want to acknowledge Coach Mike Davis is here as well from the Vegas Nighthawks. Great inaugural season in the Indoor Football League in an expansion team with Vegas. So Mike's done a fabulous job on the field as well as off the field, and creating a real market for this great game. The City of Henderson was a critical partner in the construction of this facility, and it was fitting that the very first event, I mentioned this earlier, was Mayor Marsh's State of the City address. Mayor Marsh is under the weather today, but we're very pleased to welcome in City Councilor Dan Stewart.
Wow, what an honor and a privilege to be here with you today as we announce the 2022 IFL National Championship, to be here hosted in the Dollar Loan Center. On behalf of Mayor March and my colleagues on the City Council, I welcome each and every one of you, and obviously we welcome the championship game in August. That's pretty exciting. It's unbelievable how fast. I don't know anything about putting on one of these championship games, but I can only imagine that it's incredibly complex and complicated. And to be able to pull this off in such a short time, kudos to everybody involved. Again, City of Henderson welcomes you to our great city. As you know, seems like Las Vegas Valley is really just, the last few years has just popped with the sporting events. The NHL All-Star Game, Pro Draft, the Formula One is coming here. Next year, I think, maybe a couple of years, is going to be the Super Bowl. So if you really want to put on a premier sporting event, come to the Vegas Valley, and for the IFL, come to the City of Henderson. But we're proud that we're part of this, and we welcome you. And it's a thrill for us and for the state of Nevada to be able to host these wonderful events, and it's so exciting. And I have to say, as a friend for a long time, Governor Sisolak has been in the forefront of helping us, of really promoting the Vegas Valley and the state of Nevada to be able to start to shine and become the premier. We've always been known as entertainment capital of the world, but now we're kind of the sports entertainment capital of the world. But the forefront of that has been Governor Sisolak, and I'd like to welcome him and introduce him at this time.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. They expected me to take this ball and send Chuck deep for a turnout, but they've taped it down here, and I can't remove it from the podium. So, Chris, you could have played defense. You would have thrown it right past you. You don't have to worry. Thank you for having me here today, and it is really exciting. There is no doubt Las Vegas and now Henderson is the sports capital of the world. What's happening in this community is absolutely incredible between the Dollar Loan Center and Allegiant and T-Mobile and F1 and the Super Bowl coming and the IFL National Championship coming, and everything that's happening in this community is just absolutely astounding. And it's not just for the notoriety that we're getting, it's also for the jobs that this creates, which is extremely important to us. And now when people think of sports, they think of Nevada and they think of Las Vegas Henderson, which is great. And I'm thrilled and to be in this facility that was a brainchild of Chuck. It was really Mary that was the brains behind putting this together. here, so he's agreeing with me. They've hosted graduations here and sporting events, and it's just a great facility for the community to have here. We appreciate them being so involved. This is the home of the Vegas Nighthawks and the Silver Knights, which is great. It's fun to have a nice facility like this for them to play in. And I want to have a special thank you to Councilman Dan Stewart, who was instrumental in helping make this happen, along with Mayor March and the whole entire city council. And the commissioner, Todd, I want to tell you, as I told you in the back, nobody does it like Las Vegas and Henderson. You're going to see an event here. You're going to be begging Chuck for those next 7 years as soon as we're done with the first 3 here, trust me, because we do know how to put on a party and event in Las Vegas and or Henderson. You can have first-class entertainment anywhere here, and when you think about it, we're just a few miles away from Allegiant and from T-Mobile, and then you go a few more miles and you're at the Las Vegas ballpark. This entire valley has become the epicenter of sports and sporting events. And no matter what team it is, no matter what event it is, these venues are packed with fans because there's no place you'd rather go and have a great time than in the Las Vegas Valley, and we're thrilled about that. If you've ever been to a game here, you know what I'm talking about. You know that this is a first-class event center. There are activities for families inside and outside, and it's even more exciting inside this facility. Games aren't just for sports fans. The whole community has a good time with this, and we're thrilled about that possibility. The DLC is a great addition to the Henderson community, bringing these top-tier sporting events, bringing other events. As I said in here, we've had 2 graduations already, which is fabulous, and to make this accessible for our community is something that we're all extremely proud of. This is a huge win, not just for the IFL, but also for Henderson, to bring these 2 groups together, to put this on the map, and to get the exposure that the IFL clearly deserves, and to get the exposure that Henderson clearly deserves. This is the first time that IFL has signed a series, a game, to hold its events in a neutral site, which is really exciting. It probably won't be neutral because Vegas is going to be in this, just so you know that, that's where we're going. These events continue to bring visitors to our state. Coach, no pressure there, okay? But we expect you to be in this game in a couple of years, okay? You got that? These bring visitors to our state, which is really important to us. And as I said, there's no place you'd rather come. I know that this group here will not disappoint. This city will not disappoint anyone when it comes to having an event here. I am incredibly proud to be in this arena. It is absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful, and to think the work that went into making this happen and the men and women that built this and made it happen is just truly outstanding. So I want to thank you for joining us here today. It is a pleasure to be part of this announcement. It's spectacular, and looking back on this, I think this is a day we're all going to remember. Thank you for having me, and go Nighthawks. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you.
You're going to run deep? You going to run for that? Deep. So many great colleagues and friends here. We'll line it up for interviews here in a second. But think about the National Hockey League draft and the All-Star game that was just here. High water marks the National Football League draft and Formula One yesterday in Miami. Things are happening, and it's all coming to Vegas, and can't wait for the IFL championship. We've got some one-on-ones and some group scenarios set up with our colleagues here and our VIPs, but we can't wait to see you here right at the Dollar Loan Center on August 13th as we crown the 2022 champion of the IFL. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.